Hey, hey, hey. Title. Like when stuff just doesn't want to work. Ah, fun days. I am. I swear technology sometimes just bugs me for no reason. I know. So I am just trying to get technology to work on my side. Today, honestly, it's just the craziest, hottest day. But I have something really awesome. So if you haven't checked it out already, if you're new, I'm doing a 5-part series called Relationship Reboot. We're on day number 2. With that, I know my hair's going all crazy. It's hot. It's hot at the moment. It's 33 degrees in Perth. So yeah, it's hot. It's everything. I'm like, oh, get me I need a fan. I need a fan right now. I need a fan, but I also need technology to work on my side. So just be with me for a second. I'm trying to get everything going. That we are live, and we are live every week, kind of a thing. So there's that. So I'm trying to do the things. But as people jump on and join, I would love to know where you are joining the live from, where you are, what country you're in. As I said, I'm currently in Australia and it's hot, and it is really, 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 really hot. So sorry about that. So there we go. Let me go live over here. Oh, I know. It is. It is hot. It is hot. I know. I'm just tying up. So yeah, as I said, if you're just joining me, are you joining on the replay? Let me know where you're joining in from. I would love to know where you're watching from. Let me know. I am currently in Australia and it's so stinking hot. It's 33 degrees inside. I want to switch the aircon on, but I can't right now because I put the aircon on, then you won't be able to hear me because it's a thing. So let's work with the audio and see if it things like that. I did something amazing. So I know if you knew and you haven't picked up yesterday's live, I did a live yesterday on um rebooting, restarting, refreshing your relationship, and we're on day 2 of the 5-part mini series on relationship reboot. Okay, so today the title says falling back in love, right? Falling back in love. And I know a lot of you are going to be like, oh my gosh, yes, I'd like to know how to fall back in love and all that kind of thing. With that being said, um, I just did it. I just will take part in a summit, which when it gets released, it's going to be amazing. It's all about love. Hey, sorry. Now I just forgot the name. What's love got to do with it? What's love got to do with it? I know it's an amazing it's a podcast type summit thingy. So it's going to be amazing. But here's the thing, falling back in love. I've got a question for you. Where have you been? Where have you been? Because the reason why falling in love would resonate with you, would be something that you want to do it is because you have fallen out of love of yourself, right? And now you're looking at, how do I fall back in love with my partner? How do I fall back in love? How do we get the love alive? How do we spark that relationship? How do we spark the joy back? How do we bring the joy in our relationship back and our marriage back and everything like that? Hello, hello. Where have you been? You have checked out, and I know I'm getting a bit in your face, and I'm in somebody's business right now, and I know I'm in somebody's business, and I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Okay, I know when you're your business in there, and you're like, Cindy, this is not why I came to the live for. This is not what I expected. This is not what I don't want to Why are you up in my business for? But you know what, right? Believe me when I say this, you have probably fallen out of love with yourself, right? And that is where you need to start off before you can look at how can I bring more love into my marriage? How can I bring more love into everything like that? How can you bring more love to you? How can you accept you, right? And that is the biggest thing, is learning to love yourself so that you can love other people. And I know we've all people talk about self-care and all self-love. Yeah, let's get away from the trendy words and the trendy sounding things, right? And start looking at, oh, I need to do self-care and self-love and blah 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 blah. I want you to actually truly go. If you want to bring the love, the passion, the spark back in your marriage and your relationships, look at, where did you leave the spark and joy and love for yourself? what happened there, because I can truly tell you, believe me when I say this, when you are filled with so much love, when you're filled with so much joy, when you're filled with so much excitement, everybody around you is gonna feel it. Everybody around you is gonna be like, yeah, yeah, like let me jump on this train, let me jump on this, like let me be part of this. Like how, like they're just gonna want to be in your energy. They're just gonna want to be in your life, right? And it all starts with you bringing the joy, the love, the everything back for yourself is what is going to, it's going to spark your relationship. It's going to reboot it. It's going to bring the joy back. And I know it's difficult. I know, especially if you have kids. I know when there's like you're running a business, you're trying to like you're sitting there like trying to like, you like, my calendar is like how big. And by the way, that's actually not, this is my calendar that I have for the kids, right? Here's mine. Like it's this much big, and you can see like so much things. There's so much to go on there. And you're like, Cindy, you want me to still like factor in like finding myself? And by the way, you never have to find yourself because you know where you live. Like if you ever have to go and find yourself, just go look at a letter and it's got your address on it. Like that's where you find yourself. Okay. So yeah, ever think that I've got a big bugbear about people trying to say they gotta find themselves, because you don't ever need to find yourself. You just got to remember who you are. Like God has given you ability. God believes in you. He has blessed you. What you now need to remember is to step into that authority to go, huh, wow, God loves me. God loves me. God loves me as I am. He loves everything about me. How can I not love myself? How can I not? Because like God made me like this. God gave me everything. Like I love myself. I love what I get to do. I love who I get to serve. I love what I get to do. And it's actually falling back in love with who you are, what it is that you do, what it is that you bring to the table. It's falling back in love with that person. It is remembering, going, yeah, I'm a badass. Yeah, I know these things. I've got so much to share with the world. I have these skills and these abilities that's been given to me. It's stepping back into that energy and that vibe and falling back in love with who you are and what it is that you've got to bring, regardless of what anybody else says. And that's the key thing. Regardless of what anybody else says, you love you. You stay in your energy. You stay in just the juiciness that it is to be you. Because the thing is, when you do that, everyone around you, as I say, it's energy, it's everything God has given you. God is going to attract more to you. He's going to attract your relationship. He's going to attract your husband or your wife more to you, and they can be like, I like, I like, I like what's going on here. I like it. And it all comes down from you stemming, not looking to your partner to fulfill that love need, not looking to them. And I'm not saying, by no means I'm saying, oh, you go out on your own and you don't need a husband, whatever. But what I'm saying, there's certain things that there's certain expectations you cannot put on them. You cannot put unrealistic expectations on your spouse. You cannot put unrealistic expectations on them and expect them to fill a void that you should be filling yourself, right? You cannot expect them to fill a void. And I'm going to say that again. You cannot expect them to fill a void that you should be filling yourself. You have the ability. You have been given the God given ability to step into the authority that God has given me, to believe in the authority that God has given me, to believe in yourself, to believe God in what He says when He says, I've called you, I've chosen you, right? And He's given you the ability. So trust in it. Start loving yourself and know that, hey, when that fear comes in, when that doubt comes in, that goes, oh, I don't know. Like, because most of the time, loving yourself is actually just letting go of fear and doubt. At the end of the day, loving yourself is letting go of the fear and the doubt, the fear that you're not good enough, the fear that you're doing something wrong, the fear that, oh my gosh, I'm stuffing this up. Yeah, welcome to Australia with this flies everywhere. I feel like I was kind of like on those commercials where like this flies on people, like, oh, it's so terrible. Yeah, welcome. Like honestly, 33 degrees. I say 33 degrees, and yeah, buzzing. Anyway, I digress. I digress. But here's the thing: fear and doubt, kind of a thing, right? The love comes from actually letting go of fear, letting go of doubt, because that is stopping you from truly loving yourself, right? That is truly stopping you from seeing all the gifts that you have, all that you've been called to do. Your ability is wrapped behind letting fear step in. So I want you to think right now, when the things like, oh, I don't know, like how can He love me when I look like this? You're fine. You're good. You're good. I can bet you. Your husband loves you just as the way you are. Your wife loves you just the way you are. They love it when you love yourself. They love it when you just own who you are and you're like, ain't nothing on me because God made me this gorgeous. God given me this ability. God made me with my gray hairs at all. You know the funny thing this morning, I'm like said to my husband, I was like, oh my gosh, I found 2, 3 grays, and he goes to me, he goes, Cindy, there's about 20. I was like, there's what? There's how many? And you still love me? See, you still loves me, grays at all. I know I digress. I'm like just being, but hey, welcome to this is me just being me, right? This is what you get. You get the real raw Cindy being Cindy. But this is the thing when you start letting fear, when you start letting doubt in, when you start letting that dictate the way you show up, it affects everything in your life. It affects the way you show up in your business. It affects the way you show up for your kids. It affects the way you show up in your marriage. It affects every bit of relations. So start falling in love with yourself again. Start saying to the fear and the doubt that says, oh, you're not good enough. Maybe you shouldn't come on here and do a live. Maybe you shouldn't come on and like share messages in your business. Maybe you shouldn't come on and do this. Maybe you shouldn't show up in your marriage like that because what is your husband going to think? Maybe you can invest in your marriage when you lost a weight. Maybe you can go on date nights when finances change. Boom, like stop, like let the doubt go. Like picnicking out like on the deck with a sandwich is the best thing. A sandwich and a bag of chips. Like nobody need a fancy thing. Like don't get me wrong. Like I like my food. I like fancy things, but everything is a time and a space in the season. If your relationship is wrapped around being somewhere fancy, then because at the end of the day, date night is about spending time with each other. But when you say, I can't do this because this, and I can't go on the date night, or I can't do this with my husband because what am I looking like? What am I don't know. I don't know. That is, you're just putting limitations on yourself. You're putting limitations that doesn't belong there because God has not done that to you. God has not put you there. God says you are called, you're worthy. God believes in you. God's like, my child, just go out and let out what needs to be out, right? Love yourself. Know that I've given you the abilities. Yes, there's things that we need to do to, get the foundation right and get our communication right. But I want you just to keep falling in love with yourself because you are amazing. You're an amazing creature. You're an amazing human being. So right now, I want you to like, when it finishes, like just go out and then go, I'm gorgeous. God has made me this, and God has given me the ability, and I'm stepping into the authority that God has given me, and I'm loving myself. Okay? So I encourage you to do that, and I shall see you tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to step into the attitude of gratitude. And I know you're going to go, oh my gosh, gratitude, but like, trust me, it's going to be a good one. So I shall see you tomorrow. And yeah, remember, as always, you are blessed. So love your best. Bye.